It's 5:25 past the hour. With the 92nd Academy Awards premiering this Sunday on ABC, our very own Matt Perrin, he's reviewing every Best Picture nominee. Today's film is another remake of the popular book, Little Women.
Welcome to another Monday, but no new releases for today. That's right, we're at the halfway point for our Best Picture reviews leading up to the 92nd Academy Awards, airing right here on ABC Columbia this Sunday. Today we're looking at an adaptation of a novel that has been made into a movie several times prior. So without thinking too much, let's jump right into the story of the March Sisters with today's nominee, Little Women. Our film surrounds the four March sisters, Meg, Amy, Beth, and Jo, played by Emma Watson, Florence Pugh, Eliza Scanlon, and Saoirse Ronan, respectively. While their father is off fighting in the Civil War, they live with their mother, Marmee, played by Laura Dern. Meg excels at acting, Amy is an aspiring artist, Beth has a gift for music, and Jo is a writer. The four are pretty much inseparable and soon become friends with their neighbor Laurie, played by Timothée Chalamet. As time passes, their rich Aunt March, played by Meryl Streep, tries to convince each that they need to marry well, but of the four, she sees the most hope in Amy. As a result, she takes her to Paris to become a better artist and find a rich husband. At the same time, we see Meg marry a humble man and Jo runs off to New York to write. We see the movie jump back and forth through time, showing the current lives of each of the March girls and flashing back to the events that led them to where they are now. We see Amy's adventures in Paris, which end up intertwining with Laurie as he is also traveling abroad. We see Jo starting to sell stories but having to compromise her writing to do so. Through flashback, we also see the reason she headed there in the first place. As the movie progresses, we see all of the sisters at one time or another having to return home. We see their inner turmoil that each of them have to face, with some being able to express it more than others. Of the March girls, we see that Jo is facing the most conflict. She has battles upon battles, and although set in the mid-19th century, many of the issues would seem right at home today. We as the audience, whether we have read the book and seen the previous versions or not, wait to see how this is going to turn out and what twists will be put upon this classic tale. So, what to say about this one? Let's start with saying I'm glad I went in with a clean slate. I haven't read the book nor seen any of the prior versions. Even though this film has been well received, there are people who dislike it based on how much they enjoyed its predecessors. I didn't have that problem and was able to enjoy it with fresh eyes, and enjoy it I did. Director Greta Gerwig really takes a more modern approach to this tale while still leaving it in its classic setting. She gives you an almost choose-your-own-adventure type of ending and added a little more of Louisa May Alcott herself into Jo's character. Every year you see a movie with Timothée Chalamet or Saoirse Ronan and you just know it's going to get a Best Picture nod, and they definitely brought their usual A-game to this one. Plus, you add in Meryl Streep, who steals the screen for all 7 minutes she's up there, and yes, there was no way this one wasn't getting nominated. So how will it fare as far as the award goes? I feel like this movie has the same problem as A Star is Born last year, which of course is that it's a remake of several prior remakes. Even though it's a great movie and extremely well done, it doesn't have that vibe that the present-day Oscar voters are looking for. But don't think that means it should be skipped. It's definitely a film that will hit all the emotions you're hoping for. This has been your Oscars Overview. Be sure to come back tomorrow for a look at a nominee that seems to only contain one scene. Back to you.
Thank you much, Matt. Coming up, more news, traffic, and weather. You're watching Good Morning Columbia. Thank you.